Every time you come back, it's like falling down these lies again. This feeling that I have deep down inside. I just wanna be the one you need. And now I need you by my side. I can't sleep at night. Let's get lost in time. Leave it all behind. I can't get enough. Hope that I'm enough. Let me be the one for you.
We froze, cold night in the winter, how cold. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Yeah, the end. Got to end it all on the weekend. Sorry that I feel that way sometimes. Sorry that I feel that way sometimes. Oh, yeah. You don't really wanna know me. Hanging in the corner with a nosebleed. High on whatever they sold me. That's the old me, yeah. 6 years later trying to find me. Still trying to figure out the line piece. Looking for the love inside me.
Alright, here we are, live. It should be good to go. You guys should be able to hear me just fine. Just gotta turn this down a little bit more for my sake. Oh my god, am I streaming late? This says it's going. The mic says it's picking me up. Desktop audio. You still can't see me though, and with one button, boom. It's all fixed. Okay, I can fix this because got my freaking thing twisted up. This is going to yell at me in a second. Alright, you going to yell at me? No. Okay. Oh, yeah, I was not intending to start this late. I just got distracted. Admittedly, I was playing some Darktide. There we go. I was playing Darktide earlier with a friend and then on my own. And then all this other stuff. Why is this... Ugh. Hold on a second. Okay, hopefully that didn't blow up everything. Oh, I need to do this. Okay. I'll make it so my fans are running. We're all good. That might sound kind of noisy. My AC is off, but I need to have the fans. As it is, kind of risking it having my AC off. So, we're not going to do any story bit. I wasn't sure. I had thought about streaming a Pillars of Eternity, but I don't know, I was just feeling this a little bit more. Lag. Oh, my build has kind of been tweaked since. Yeah, I want to get that on my thing. Basically, yeah. Let's see. In fact, let's go to town real quick so I can take care of that. And then we can come back here. I haven't played that much more since we last streamed. My stuff has been tweaked a little bit. I think, maybe, I don't know. I don't honestly remember. I'm streaming much later than I normally do. Part of me is like, probably should have just been like, yeah, today was a wash, but it's going to be a while, and I was like, I really wanted to at least keep that promise. I just got distracted. Phone call with a family, which is why I didn't start a little bit earlier. I mean, it was Darktide, and then it was Legend of Zelda, Ocarina, not Ocarina, Oracle of Seasons, which I never played as a kid, but I started playing it, and that just took me back. Huh? What was that? I got a message from a person, and it was a D, so I thought it might have been Dunstan. I was like, why is it popping it up so big? Like, I don't know. I don't usually stream around this time, but I am today. Well, I do sometimes when we're doing, like, say, like Fermentide or whatever. So I guess it's not that out of character. This is going to be just a super chill short stream. That's ultimately why I did Diablo, so like I don't have to worry about story beats and whatnot. It's also why we're not doing story. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm planning on doing like maybe a dungeon or two, and then that'll be the stream. Oh! Heck yeah! I got a thing because I killed the butcher with a friend. That was intense. Even with this build, which admittedly needs some fine tuning and is not at its power cap, it was still very intense. Like, I did decent damage. The thing with the butcher was it's hard to get a hit in edgewise. So it was me just running around in a circle. I didn't die, thank goodness. But I was just running around as my friend would shoot it with pot shots. And when it started to chase him, then I would run around. He wasn't as fast as me, though, so that's what ultimately killed him. He died 3 times. Ooh, excuse me. I was able to really kite him well and stay away from him. It was hard to just get a hit in edgewise. And when he stopped to hit my friend, then I could, and oh my god, I was like, boop, 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 boop. But still, oof. It was the big oof. Let's see, let's imprint. Let's do this one. No, I can't do that. Let's clear the item. Put the aspect on, see what I can throw it on. I can throw it on my pants. And I like that one. I can put it on... Excuse me. This one is nice. It really helped me with the butcher, but it's not like the most important thing. And this is nice on paper, but I don't ultimately think it helps too much. Yeah, because it's dropped at the end of the dash, and I don't usually end my dash mid-enemies. I feel like that's the issue with that one, is like a ability, passive. That one is nice. Again, not like super important. Let's see. So I can shed 0.93 seconds off my dodge. Which, let's see, what is my dodge cooldown? It's 10 point. So it pretty much lowers it to 10 seconds from almost 11 seconds. That's okay. That has to hit, let's see, like 3 times? Because it's 0.31. Yeah. Times 3, that's literally. So it'd have to hit 3 enemies, that's it, to get that. So I feel like it probably comes into play more often than not. And this is nice. Oh, excuse me. Again, it did really help me with the butcher. But it's not like defining for my character. I feel like it's probably one of these two. So hard. I mean, this is nice. That's kind of nice. I mean, they're both nice. I think I'll replace the dash one. Like, even if it does its max thing, it's like shedding a second off. Not even quite. So I don't really feel it most of the time. I say that, but I said that about the energy one. And I definitely feel it now. It's okay. I also have cooldown reduction now, so that's nice. So they did nerf cooldown reduction. Apparently they're talking amongst themselves about altering the cooldowns and abilities and just flat out getting rid of cooldown reduction. That way they can balance for the ability to be balanced, have a nice cooldown for what it is, and then not have to worry about cooldown reduction just making game-breaking stuff. What? I need to get rid of this jewel. I can't just get rid of it, I have to replace it with something. I was right here. I teleported from the inner sanctum. And I just, look, that was weird. Okay, let's do this. Who knows, maybe we'll fight the butcher again. I hope not, though. I didn't really tweet that I was live or anything, but don't think I'm going to, considering I just want to keep just work. And people can watch the VOD, that's fine. I get it. Here we go. Oh! Ha! Get wrecked, you dead body. I know you were a zombie in disguise. But yeah, my friend got me Dark Tide. And I've been super digging it. Like, as soon as I got it, I pretty much played that entire day, and I played most of the day yesterday, and a chunk of the day today. I need to be careful so I don't burn myself out for the streams. There's less content in it than, what is that game? Vermintide. Just because it hasn't had much of a chance to get content, it's just been released. But that said, it was also apparently released with pretty little content. I'm fighting cannibals. What? That's no bueno. Die. I mean, well, at least they listened to me. I'm like, die. And they're like, okay. Even with this build, which is doing like a murder 1,000 damage, that butcher was still... It was still very tough. I mean, I did it, and I wasn't able to do it with my frickin', what is it? My, druid. I think it's too tough. I don't know, that might seem weird to say. Because, like, they're trying to make it so this game is, like, challenging, but... I don't know. It was weird, because, like... When I was fighting him with my friend, I was standing behind the butcher not getting hit. But when I was the druid, I was standing behind the butcher and getting hit. Like... I don't know. It's... I guess my thing is, like, it's next to impossible to avoid his attacks. You know, I was just talking about being able to avoid his attacks, but if he was focus fired on me, I couldn't really. So, like, as a melee build, it's, like, impossible. Even as a ranged build, he's frickin' fast. He's got too much stuff going for him. I'm all for, like, a fight that's, well, I say that. Challenging, actually, for me is not really much of a drawing point. Because being difficult just means repeating the same content over and over. In the case of the butcher, it's just like, oh, my run ended because a frickin' butcher just popped in. So I don't know how I feel about that. Woo! The lag. Oh, my goodness, Dunstan, I wasn't expecting to see you. It's nice to see you, though, bud. Only because I'm streaming much later than I normally do, and I know it's pretty late for you. So, yeah, I'm not sure if you're hearing my little rant about fighting the butcher. I did it. It was tough. I feel like he does need a nerf. He just feels mostly unfair. There we go. These guys, oh my god. Like, the actual boss of the dungeon was so much easier than the butcher. It was like light and day. Which I think is like kind of the intent. The butcher's supposed to be like this challenging boss that kind of randomly appears. But, yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about the butcher there, Dunstan? I mean, as it is, he killed my friend 3 times. I survived only because I was really quick and able to run around circles. Not, yeah, able to, like, run around this little, like... It was essentially a circular hallway. So I was just able to run around this hallway. And that was keeping me alive, because the butcher wasn't fast enough to get me. But I am super fast. Motherfucker. You wanna go? How did I survive? I took, like, no damage from that. Why? I should be more hurt. I really should be. That should have been like a, oh shit, I'm dead situation, but I'm fine. What the hell? Oh, I do have an ability that lets me dodge attacks, like, for 6 seconds. I would have had to abuse the shit out of that to get any damage on the butcher. As it is, I had to, like, abuse the fact that I'm immune to, like, crowd control every few seconds and all this good stuff. I didn't even realize that was an event. I was just fighting stuff. I don't think I did well in the event. Oh, it says my chat died. The other day spawned and got killed. But I could have defeated it, but mob spawned and but all decided to disappear when he was around. Gotcha. Yeah, I only fought him. I didn't have to fight other mobs when I fought him. But that's it. What difficulty do you play on? Because I'm on tier 2, which is the hardest that I can be on. Because I've not beaten anything. Can I go on? Nope, the door is sealed by magic. Oh, this is such a dumb rogue build. Because I just like run around and I stab them and they can't do much about it. I'm like the ultimate sneaky stabby rogue. And part of why I was able to run away from the butcher, because like he slows you. I was faster than him when he didn't slow me, but when he slows you, I have a thing that when I lay down a trap, I mentioned this earlier, so I'd lay down a trap, which he would then trigger, thus allowing me to do some much needed damage. While also giving me a speed boost, so I didn't really have to worry about like getting hit by him. So I was able to kite him really, really well. That said, I almost died right before him because I was fighting something like this right now, like a little obelisk thing, and literally we spawned in, the whole floor exploded. Like everywhere was just damage and there was poison, and I don't know how I lived. I had to chug like 2 potions just to not die. Even with that, I was surprised. Did I throw this on? Do I get achievement? Yeah, I do. Legendary hero, baby. Now I can check what it actually does. Critical strikes with core skills increase your attack speed by 42%. What's a core skill? It's this one, right? So every time I critically strike with my twisting blade, I gain increased attack speed for 42 seconds. Okay, let's compare it. I lose a crap ton of dexterity. I do get critical strike damage, which is nice. And damage to poison enemies, and damage to close enemies, which is all nice. Let's compare. So this is doing 754, 1,274. Imagine it's going to be less. 731. 171. 171? Wow. Why can't I do math? It's kind of late for me. 1,170. So yeah, I'm definitely doing more. If I upgrade it, I might be doing more. I don't know. Because really, I do have the chance to execute people. Tier 2, but I'm level 27. There you go. Yeah, when I fought him at like level 30 with my druid, I had no hope. Like, good on you if you could have done it, because that's really impressive. I was kind of like, even with no mobs, just me and him, and admittedly I'm a melee build, which is like the roughest with the butcher. I couldn't avoid his attacks. I would be like behind him, and he used steel hit me and all this good stuff, and I was like, okay. So I literally can't hit him, because there's no point in his combo that I can go in to strike him. Let's see. The power on this is much higher. Let's upgrade it and see what happens. Because it may ultimately end up be doing more damage. Have you been having... You're playing a Necro, right? But as Zinker Master, I've been from dead enemies, so there's not... Yeah, that's true. Do you have skills to make it so you spawn corpses without dead bodies? My friend isn't really, but he has Army of the Dead to kind of compensate. But that's a ultimate, and he could only do that every, like, 40 seconds. Man, I'm just vibing with the music. Oh, I should probably turn the game up a bit, though. Sorry about that. I had turned it down significantly so I could hear my friend when we were playing together. Yeah, let's see. Blacksmith. Upgrade the bow 3 times because I don't want to mess around with the 4th tier just yet. Yep, this is plus 47 damage, which I'm pretty sure, let's see, 1,207. It's that return that I'm more concerned about anyways. 1,181. So it's less damage? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's 1,181 now. As opposed to when I have that on. It's 1,207. I feel because that probably doesn't benefit from the bow's damage, it's just going off the dexterity stat. And the dexterity stat is much, much higher. Yeah. I know we wasted a lot of resources upgrading it, but we'll just break it down. It's okay. I wanted to make sure. If it was a bow skill, that would have been more worth it. And we'll throw it on this bow because plus 70... Yeah, plus 70... Dex is going to be hard to beat with other stuff. And now I have all legendaries. Heck yeah. Man. I probably should have broke my stuff down when I was... You know what? Let's not break it down. Let's sell it, because money is nice. Let's see. Yes, a few, but it's very slow. I have almost no legendary. Yeah. You're kind of just SOL if you counter him that low level. Unless you have a party, in which case there's a chance. Which again, I feel like this game is balanced for multiplayer play. Apparently they're going to be nerfing it. I don't know how. That's just what some people told me. But like... whatever. That said, last patch they're like, oh, that went over like a fart in church, which makes sense. The issue is they nerfed so much stuff while not really giving us a whole lot to work with, so it just made everything more of a slog. I say that, but I'm still like decimating. This is admittedly a meta build for everything. But yeah, I'm still like decimating. And my druid was too, but his survivability was noticeably hampered. To the point of like, I don't know. It was almost not fun. But then again, I say that I was fighting enemies that were doing poison damage when I said that. I was like, oh, my survivability is lower than it should be. But then I fought enemies that were targeting my armor is fine. Resistance needs to be fixed like ASAP. Because like if you're making a tank build, it's like one of the important things, and it's like, nope. Because my druid's mostly tanky. I know that pulverize is nice damage, but I've been building him around his survivability, and it just feels very lackluster. Like, especially compared to this, because this druid is still, like I just said, I was taking damage that I was like, I should be dead by now. But nope. Man, you know that 15 seconds on grenade skills is actually... 15% move speed on grenade skills is actually really nice. And honestly, I haven't noticed the change to my dash. That still comes back slow as heck. Let's see. Yeah, you almost had no legendaries. I get you. We still need to run sometime. Play this game. I know I bring that up every time. And now we're friends, so we can. The thing is, like... Well, I guess it's BattleNet. But you can message me, like, whenever. Now that I'm starting work in about a week, my availability will be less open, but I'm still down to play just about whenever I can. I need to get rid of that skill that knocks them back when I do the thing. Oh, you're dead. It's really not fair when my inner sight triggers. Then it's just like, you're dead. You donezo. I have not replaced my gloves in a hot minute because the +2 to my twisting blades just outweighs pretty much anything else that I can get. And I have all legendaries now. Heck yeah. I know my friend is saving his legendaries. Sorry, I'm just checking. Ow, that hurts. Because like I said, there is a night I think I overheated my power core. And I don't want to have like my AC on because it sounds terrible and I don't like that. But at the same token, if my computer like melts, that's like worse. Thank you. Oh, he's pissed. Ouch. Thank God I triggered the thing. Okay, well. You're done, so. My survivability is pretty decent, though. This build guide that I followed is pretty nice. And I ultimately agree with a lot of the decisions. Like, because really the crux of this is just the move speed, like, and the twisting blades. I say that, but, you know. So, like, dash is important, or dashes, so you can get through mobs in a brief second. The Dark Shroud is important for survivability and increasing your move speed. Puncture is important for energy gain, and also it gives you some range damage. Nope. But otherwise than that, you can play around a bit. Poison Trap is kind of nice, but I don't think it's like a crux of the build. It's mostly those things that I just said, and then you can play around with other stuff. That said, yeah, I do agree with most of the stuff. Shadow Abusement helps with like energy gain and stuff, but I know for instance that there's people who do this build with poison. Poison imbuement instead of shadow, which is good for like melting bosses and so forth, and also survivability because you can get stuff that makes it so poison enemies do less damage, which is why Poison Trap comes into play.
I'm not ready yet.
It actually did some damage. Ouch. Okay. I like how I dodged that. Oh. I got 100 of each monster part. That's nice. But yeah. It's this time of year too. I mean, obviously... Okay, this is me jumping back to the, like, not wanting my computer to melt. Obviously, this time of year you need AC, so yeah. But it's this time of year because the ambient temperature is higher, that, you know, the stuff is getting warmer. Oh, got a new helm. Shield enemies hit by your grenade skills have a chance equal to double your critical strike chance to be instantly frozen for 2 seconds. You deal 21% increased critical strike damage against frozen enemies. Okay. But, yeah. I don't really have grenade skills. Nor do I chill enemies. So that's like not good for my build at all. I mean, it would be fun to play around with a twisting blade stroke using the spirit, not spirit, the ultimate. Wow, I just spammed my basic attacks, dude. They died. Playing around with the Shadow Clone, because the Shadow Clone is just kind of fun. Let's just check this again. Yeah, it's warmer than I would like it to be. Doesn't help that I'm also streaming and so forth. But, which is another reason why I probably shouldn't overdo it. I do ultimately want to do this without the AC because I feel like it sounds really bad with AC. But again, like, my computer melts, I mean, for one, that'd be the end of the stream. And also, I may be done of streaming for a while if my computer was still out. I'd also have to fix it, and that's money and so forth. And I do so much stuff on the computer. It's like a big chunk of my free time is spent. Not free time, sorry. It's a big chunk of like my hobbies, like writing, video games, and all that good stuff. And yes, I could do video games on other things. It'd be hard to rate on other things, but I could make it work. Moral of the story is I just don't want my computer. It's mostly it. Okay, bitch. I need to stop swearing as much. Oh. Man, I just really proc that. I guess it's what? It's a quarter of the time, so 1 in 4 shots, I guess. But knocking them back is only like situationally useful. When I put that in my thing, I was mostly going for the slow. Oh, this is really bad for you. That was really bad. Holy shit. Oh my god. That thing that I got that gives me increased attack speed. That is so good. Damn, oh, you teleported at the right time. That was so good, though. Because it just went boom, 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 boom. Holy crap. Oh, that's so... Oh, and I don't have it always. I put it on this, which will eventually be replaced. Hopefully I'll get it again. I mean, I definitely will at some point. I will definitely prioritize that as one of the things to just, like, have, because, oh my god. And there might be other affixes that are better, but at this point, stop doing anything. I was freaking out for no reason. Let's claim this. I got a skill point. Heck yeah. Which I can spend on a skill. I want that. Let's see. That's not bad, especially since I do crit a lot. So a lucky hit? Yeah, that is a lucky hit. We'll do this. Really up my survivability. I know I've been saying my survivability hasn't been too bad, but that's part of the reason why. Let's see. Laughing. The best part of View, that is the bad part of View. You can't reuse the... Wait a minute, what? What's the bad part of View? I know there's story bits here, but I don't want to do story bit at the moment. I did start late. It's 10:24. Oh, one more dungeon. I mean, the other thing is like, I'm worried about my computer and so forth. I feel like probably the easiest way of doing this is teleport to here and then run them. Because like I have to run around all this dungeon because the gate's not open. Which maybe I want to open the gate, if I can open the gate, to make going back there easier. I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, I have access to teleporting to the Ender's part of that. Can't reuse them? The imbue skills? Oh, for the... Yeah. For the... Occultist, there we go. I was like, Autocultalist. I was like, that's not right, me. It's not words. That's what I wanted to say. And if it's like, what the heck is that? Well, I mean, it's not even a thing, but... this isn't even worth saving. Let's check stuff. No. I'm glad that, like, the getting new gear has slowed down. I know, like, it's a big part of Diablo, but, like, it needs to last a bit, so I feel like I got, like, some use out of it, or, like, I get to appreciate those skills. But it is a bad part of, like, the cult thing. I understand why they do it. Is there Sable? Oh, the Sable Master is right here. What do you sell? Nothing I'm interested in. Yeah, sure, I'll put the Butcher's Cleaver on. I do like this horse. Put on some armor. I like this one a lot. I know people were complaining about the season cosmetics at first, but honestly, I'm digging them. Like, this is all season stuff. This is the season horse. This is the season armor. I'm wearing the season armor, except the leggings, which I wasn't a huge fan of. And I don't have the hat yet, but I don't think I'll wear the hat either. But the chest piece is fine. I've been rocking it. I've been really liking it. So I did test this out earlier with my friend. I was not faster than him when he was riding his horse, but I was almost as fast as him. When I used like my trap skill to move faster, I was kind of catching up, which is kind of ridiculous because I was on foot. But he also wasn't using the speed function. So overall, horse does have me beat, but only like kind of. It's still kind of ridiculous that I can move that fast. Oh, Dachi has logged in. Don't know who they are. Or maybe, I mean, I do, but I don't. Oh, no, I remember them. The friends I was talking about earlier. There's a dungeon here. This would be good if I was a druid. Hurricane damage is increased by 10% each second it's active. Which is nice because I just threw Hurricane on my... I think I did. Yeah, I did. Because I got a bunch of crap for Hurricane. I have like a storm shifter set. So the thing that confused me about the imbue thing at first is just that as a rogue, I imbue my skills. So I thought you were talking about that, and I was like, I can reuse that. See, I just did it again. I used it at the beginning of the fight, now it's back. But I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the cultists, which is completely different. We're going to steam through this dungeon. And yeah, that will be the end of it. Because it's late, I'm tired, I also don't want my computer to explode. And I don't think it will. I mean, if I really thought I would, I'd just stop here. But this is a spider dungeon, which means I am going to fight a spider boss for sure. That or like a swarm of spiders for a boss. Stop being tough. Stop trying to pin me in the corner. No one puts baby in the corner. Isn't that like a Dirty Dancing reference? Just the amount of damage this build does is ridiculous. Before I know it, everything is dead. But yeah, I was talking about like the changes they made. They just left the game in the weird spot. Because they mostly nerfed, and I get it. I do get what they said about it. It's like, if they buffed all the time, it would just put the game in an absolutely ridiculous state. Which some people would enjoy and others would not. Because they're in a complicated position where Diablo 3 it's kind of the black sheep of the Diablo family. Like, there's definitely people who enjoyed it. It's actually my friend's favorite. I'm not sure if it still is, but I think it might be. But most people, it's Diablo 2. They think that Diablo 2 was when Diablo had its stride. I like Diablo 1, but Diablo 1 is very, very different from the other Diablos. And they probably won't make one like that again. Because Diablo 2 is more like the evolution of that formula. The Diablo formula. Diablo 1 was more like focused on the role-playing aspect. It had horror elements. And it was less about making you feel like overpowered as it was like... It was an action RPG, sure, but that's because action RPG, there we go. But that was just because, like, the focus was on fighting, and stuff was in real time in a day and age when it wasn't usually for RPGs. Or, yeah, usually for RPGs. But it was more like making you feel like when you encountered, like, 5 enemies that it was going to be like, oh boy. It's a different relationship, because here, like, I'm fighting, like, you know, at least double-digit enemies, maybe more sometimes. And I'm like, I'm the one who comes on top. I'm not usually worried about it. I don't usually get scared unless there's a lot of other, like, modifiers going around, which was more like 2. This is like a mix of 2 and 3. 1 was definitely like, you would encounter like 5-10 enemies and be like, oh crap, this is going to be bad. Because it very well could be, depending on the enemy types. It was just, they were tougher on the whole, and you had less tools at your disposal, and it wasn't about you becoming like overpowered. I mean, you did feel your power at the end of it. It's like, I am crushing these fools. But just a much different relationship. So that said, they want this to be more like the second game because the second game is a lot of people's favorites, while also expanding upon it from what they did in the third game. I feel like they did a decent job with that. But part of that is they can't make the game too easy, because one of the things is people like the difficulty of the second one, where like you still killed a lot of enemies, but like you could die. And how Diablo 2 does its difficulty is like you have the hordes, which you have the advantage, but then the hordes have elites in them. And those would, give you a run for your money. Though there were some enemy groups, like the Burning Dead in the second act of Diablo 2. They were nasty. They did so much damage. It was ridiculous. Like, even to tanky builds. In fact, the close-range fighters were at the most disadvantage because getting up close, because they were usually archers, that was like rough. What was I getting at? Oh, so going to the nerfs. So they don't want this game to become as ridiculous as the third one got, because the third one was more focused on like making you feel like overpowered. And a lot of people didn't like that because they thought it was mindless. In fact, I saw a person that admittedly there was this like just some random guy. He's not like this big well-known name. But this guy is like, hey, you finally did it right with Diablo 4. Or you did it right again. It's not just some mindless thing. Don't listen to the haters. This was pre-nerf, though. Don't listen to the haters that your game's too hard. They just don't know how to play games. Blah, blah, blah. That kind of a thing. Which is, yeah. I don't agree with the mindset. Very much like hating the community, but you know, just like very arrogant and full of himself. Like, oh, like I'm so good at games. They just need to get good. You finally made a game that I maybe have to try it. You know, that kind of a thing. But the thing is, the general consensus is like, people want Diablo to have like the challenge there. They want to feel powerful. So they want it to be like sometimes they have to work for their win, but they ultimately want the win. Which wasn't really accomplished with their last nerfs. It just made it, I don't know. Nobody really liked them. I left a sour taste in people's mouths, which is why I feel like a lot of the people were like, these cosmetics look crap. I don't know. I'll admit most of them were just kind of like, meh. Even the like ones that I like, they're not like amazing. They're just okay. I do really like the horse though because of its glowy eyes. Oh man. It's so easy for me to get the proc where I'm just like attacking so fast. So I gotta keep him alive while slaying like soul imbued things. I don't know how well I'm doing on that.
I have time to do that.
And that's it, I feel. I don't really get that one. Sorry for getting quiet, I was just focused on trying to get this mastery. Yeah, that's kind of weird. No one. So I got 10 murmuring opals. Okay. I leveled up at least. This just says it's better. Let's see. I like the horse, but sometimes it has troubles to start to walk. Yeah, it definitely does. Let's see. So this does more damage. But it's got an imprinted aspect. And just less damage than that. Let's check though. That could be nice. So my twisting blades does 1,208 damage. It's 1,304. That is like an increase of 100 damage. What am I losing? I'm losing the orbit thing, which has been pretty nice. I might be okay. This is where I'd have to do now. So it does. Normally it does 14% orbiting around me. So if I'm standing like real close, that's 14 of 1,208. Yeah. So that's like let's see, that's 10 100s. That's like 12 100s. So that's 12 times 14. I know it's very simple, straightforward math. 12 times 14. That is over 100. So with the orbiting blades, it does do more damage specifically to enemies near me. But this would make it so like the blades themselves are doing that much more damage. Those perks though. That's like 14% more to distant enemies. 14% again. That may actually make it so it does more damage. Because again, that's like 12 100s, so that's over 100. I mean 12 100s and 12 times 14. Yeah, I still feel like my daggers are better damage overall, even though like it does like raise it up by 100. That's good, because I do like that modifier that they have going on. This is Ghost. The sun. I really like it. I used it in a lot of videos. Oh, I need to level up. Yeah, I feel like the horse has its issues. I do like it too, but like, yeah. Dude, this invade cooldown being reduced though, it's pretty nice because I do daze enemies a lot. I don't remember what my build told me to get, so I'm poking around. I don't really use it. Well, I do actually use a lot of cooldowns. And I don't stealth. That's kind of neat. Increase my attack speed up to 15% per poison enemy. Increased critical chance is always nice, but I think I would get Shutter Step. I do crit quite a bit, and that's increased movement speed, which is just so nice for the build. Oh my god. The attack speed. Yeah, I'm already moving faster. Whee! Oh man, I got hurt. That's sick. I don't even know what hurt me to make me so lost in my dark shrouds. No. I want to fight this boss. Let me fight the boss. I'll have to slay infested villagers. Fine. I like how instead of attacking, which is what I wanted to do, I looted the chest. That always happens. Attack poison creeper. Alright, here we go. I should only need to slay one more. I have to slay two more, because apparently that wasn't the right infested villager. Ouch!
I'm not ready.
Nope. I do like how many legendaries have been dropped. That's nice. Each shield or frozen enemy you invade through grants you a barrier, which I don't have. Freeze. So, yeah, that's kind of whatever. That wouldn't be bad if I had more freezing skills. That is pretty warm. I hate to do this, but I want to turn on my AC. And I just don't want my stuff to melt. I know it doesn't sound the best, but you can at least hear me. That's important. It doesn't help like this build with the room has a lot of effects going on. Ha, dodged it. But yeah, so going back to the nurse, I get that they did it because, you know, like that attitude of people like, oh, it's nice that it's kind of hard. And, you know, they do. I do feel like they just want to keep certain builds from being too overpowered for the meta. Because then, like, it hurts not just PvP, because obviously with PvP you have to make sure that the classes have a fair chance. They may have to play different, but, like, at least that they can compete. Or else it's kind of... And but with PvE though, it's not great for the long-term health because if you have certain builds that just drastically outperform, then nobody's going to want to play the other builds in the game. Also, people will get upset with you if you're like gaming with randos and you're not one of the meta builds. That happened to a friend of mine. He had a build that worked for him in Guild Wars, but it wasn't the meta build, so he would just be kicked from groups. Really? The enemies have spawned back because it took me so long to run through here? Alright. Let's get them. I don't think they can run into the boss with me, but I'd rather not risk it. Butcher? Are you serious? Okay. We got this. I say that as I'm just running away. There we go. That's how I got this. kind of don't want to deal with them right now. I'm used to potion. This is not the best place to fight them. Because I don't have like the ability to just kite them and run around stuff. What happens? Yeah, that happens, but oh man. So we just have to be Care Bears for when I go back, and I guess the butchers ain't around. This is actually kind of like, like, I know my build is super powerful and stuff. And that's pretty good. But fighting the butcher, man. He made it teleported out because I teleported out, but let's not assume so. The fact that he was able to stun me. I think if we're going to do this, I have to focus on avoiding focus really hard on avoiding his attacks. Yeah, I think because I teleported out, he pieced out. And that's fine. I mean, part of me would like to see if I could beat the guy solo, but now it's not the time for that, really. I didn't go to a healer. That's it. I am so done with you guys taking away my goddamn Dark Shroud. Just die. That butcher hit hard. Hey, look, a thing that might actually replace my gloves. It's better armor at the very least. But the things... pretty much exactly the same, except it's got willpower instead of dexterity, so if I could get that swapped out with dexterity, we'd be sitting pretty. But that stuff is sort of harder to do. Because resources. Damn, we almost killed that boss like that. Admittedly, we ran in there with a shrine. If my shrine had lasted, I think it would have died within my initial burst, but still. It went from alive to dead. That's great. That would have been great to have against the butcher, but then I went ahead against the spider. And I still don't know. The butcher has a lot of health. He's a chunky boy, and as you saw, he hit hard. I feel like to win against him would have just required like a lot of like dodging and stuff. Oh dang. This is ultimate skill damage doesn't really matter. Dexterity boost is nice. Let's see, do I even have the ability to change the affixes yet? I mean, I know I technically do, it's just do I have the materials? Oh. Never mind, it doesn't cost the materials I thought it did. It just costs those, which I totally have. Yeah, let's replace that. Yes. Dexterity or attack speed? Attack speed. I feel attack speed would be better for the overall DPS. I found that dexterity, while it is a bump, is not as much of a bump as I would expect. And now that I have that, I can equip that. Let's see. Oh. Then I can go to this, go to aspect, the codex power. I don't know why I'd want to see all of them. I do want to see my class only. Well, that said, I did say that I was just going to do the dungeon. So, I'm not going to do more. So, this is just inventory stuff, so I can do this in my own time. And we will call it here because, like I said, my thing was, and the AC has helped. I said that. Oh. Yep. I might have just bumped my, that's the other thing. I might have bumped my, power cord and not my cause stuff. But it just flashed, which indicates to me that the power cord has done funky things and it's time to end the stream. So, thank you so much for joining me, Dunstan, and everybody else. I hope you've enjoyed... Let's not have that. I hope you enjoyed this bit of the Dragon's Treasure. Pretend a like is a like and drop it. If you haven't already, appreciate if you showed that sub button.